Welcome to the Sugar Honey Iced Tea Show, where we talk about all the shit, the real shit, the dope shit, and the bullshit that life brings us. I'm Amber Marie.
I'm Christina Marie.
All right, now let's start the show.
Yes. Lessons from therapy. You want to go first or me go first?
God damn, hold on.
You want to go first?
She just died. I'ma dive in it. Like, dang, Christina.
I just drank my coffee, so now I'm ready to go. Now that we've had a moment before, I'm ready.
Clearly. Like, you just dove in it. Why I gotta start? No, yeah, I'll start my lesson from therapy. Is crying is something that's natural. And it's actually it's a lesson, but it's also a lesson that I'm still learning. And it's just been like coming up repeatedly in my head because there's just been these moments lately where I want to cry, but I'm still not allowing myself to. And not because I'm sad or anything's like wrong, but I don't know, Christina, if you or anybody out there, they just had these moments where you just needed to cry and just get it out of your system. I can't do that. I don't want to say I can't, but I don't do that. And so that's like a lesson from therapy that I'm trying to inhibit.
Okay. Have you been wanting to is it like a energy or is it a happy? And I know you said it's not sadness, but is there something in particular that you feel like is, bringing you to that?
No, I mean, it's just, healing and stuff. Things just come up and you just want to cry. There's been instances in the past where like I have cried and I don't even know what I'm crying for, but I'm pretty sure it's something that's just being released. So no, but lately it just isn't coming. It's just not coming out and it's so annoying.
Are you forcing it? Or are you just
I'm forcing me to
happen
stop
naturally?
No, that's the thing is I'm forcing myself to stop. So that's how actually like me talking to my therapist, how it came up because I was telling her how I hate crying because it hurts. And she was like, Amber, it's not supposed to be painful. Like she's like, that's because you're not allowing yourself to like release it. You're holding it back. So it is gonna hurt because everything like my jaw starts like getting super tight. I start getting like these headaches. It doesn't really feel like releasing. So because crying hurts to me, then I want to stop it. So
is that you fighting it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So
that's why it's a lesson that I'm still
When's
learning.
The last time you had a good cry?
Ooh.
A good natural cry.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to it'd probably take me about 20 minutes just to think about that. So I'm not even going to sit here and I don't know, honestly.
Try to think about it. Has it been this year? Has it been in the past year?
No, it definitely hasn't been this year. I think I've cried in the past year. I don't know. I don't keep tabs.
Crying is interesting. I used to look at crying as a sign of weakness, but I really feel like that's something that I got like culturally, like you just had to be strong, and I didn't want anybody to see like my weakness. And you would get picked on or teased or whatever. So I was like, I gotta be that bitch. Like I gotta be like I gotta be hard. I can't be out here crying. Like suck it up. And it's just like being in therapy, going through the healing journey, like just when it happens naturally, it literally feels like a weight is coming off my shoulders and I just feel better. Like I can breathe easier. I might sleep a little bit. I'm gonna sleep heavy that night. But yeah, crying is a nice release. I encourage it.
Yeah. Yep. What's your lesson?
Okay. I was like, so you were clearly done with your yourself, Amber. That's all I'm gonna say. So I had my laptop up, but I like to like write and take notes. So you guys might see me referring to my notes. I got a big giant notebook. But in last week's session or the week before last, I didn't really take a lot of notes from therapy, but I did write down one thing. And I don't remember what we were talking about, but I like what I wrote down. And it's just something simple. And it's appreciate what we have. And whenever I hear certain things from therapy, I like to apply the lesson to wherever I'm at in my life currently, or just apply it in different areas. Because lessons just don't apply to one area of life. It's like I can carry that over to this area, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking about, like, right now I'm in a place where I like am feeling more creative and feeling more free to be creative and use my voice and just be a little bit more transparent. And so I was thinking about the stuff that I do have in terms of like equipment that I have to create. And how sometimes I feel like I'm a bit unappreciative of those things and I don't utilize them to their full capacity. And so I forgot her name. I hope I pronounced it right, but it's Marie Kondo. Is it
Mm-hmm.
Kondo? On Netflix. Anyway, Tidying with Marie Kondo. And so she was telling this couple to thank your items like when you're giving them away. And I was thinking about thanking the items that I have just by showing appreciation. I don't know if that sounds weird to anybody, but it's like, thank you to my camera, thank you to my lights, thank you to these things that I have because I do appreciate these things. And now let me take a different approach and utilize them to their full extent and what I have them for and what I purchased them for. Like you bought these items, why are you not using them to their full capacity? And so I know it's cool to have all the new upgraded stuff, but sometimes there are moments in life for us where we have to step back, look at what we have, take it all in and be appreciative because a lot of people don't have all the things that, you may have. And so I just want to pass that along, is just to be appreciative.
Nice.
That's it.
I love it. And
Are
yeah, I
you
did
appreciate?
see. Huh?
Go ahead.
My bad. I was gonna say yeah, and I did watch the Tidying Up with Marie Kondo,
Mhm,
and I want to say a week after that, I actually did a whole purge in my closet, and I did that. You take it, does it bring you joy? And if you don't have that yes, like
mhm,
right away, then it goes in a different pile. And then, yes, once you
mhm,
donate it or sell it to a consignment store or whatever, you do thank it and everything. And I did. And it actually, her way of purging did
mhm,
feel really good.
mhm.
I
Have you
would
seen
say I only
the?
did it once.
Okay. Have you seen the minimalist
Mm-mm.
documentary? I forgot what it's called. It's minimalist something on Netflix, but I watched that the other day as well. And it was interesting to see how we look at things and items like we're a bit greedy, like we have to have and keep and hold on to this and hoard. And so, yeah, just putting all those things together and appreciation in these times, it's just like a good lesson. It's something simple, but you can apply it to different areas.
No, for sure.
So that's my lesson from therapy this week.
Awesome. That was nice. I love those
Thanks.
lessons. I love this
Hmm.
segment.
Yes, yes, indeed.
All right.
Hmm. Well, I'll go ahead and get into drops of joy. Good transition, actually, because I did have something that I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to save that for another time because I want to explore that a little bit more. But my drops of joy this week is therapy and like just being in therapy. So I've been in therapy since and June of last year, 2020. And so for those of you who don't know, at the time I was working in the cannabis industry. And I mean, we were going through Black Lives Matter, still going through that, but COVID, being an essential employee, and it was just a lot going on. And so it was imperative that I really needed to be in therapy. And so I just felt super grateful and joyful to find the therapist that I did. And at the time that I did, and when I did, living here in Denver, finding a Black woman therapist is like challenging AF. And so finding her, I'm just happy to have her and like thinking about all of my sessions have been good. I've been going weekly since June. But the last couple of months, I guess for me personally, throughout my journey, I'm starting to feel the effects of therapy. And I guess it's more of the perspective, like changing my perspective in the way that I look at things, not taking things personally, especially in the workplace, because that's
Mm-hmm.
just where we spend a lot of our time. And it's like stuff is said to you from somebody who you don't know, or maybe it's a coworker. And it's like a lot of times these people don't know you, like they really don't know the true you. And a lot of times their stuff, it has to do with them. It has nothing to do with you. And so I've just been really grateful and joyful to be in therapy. And I recommend anybody, like, if you made it through 2020, you need to be in therapy just to deal with being like
Hello.
still being in quarantine and still seeing how like certain governments are operating with their states and still people are dying. And it's just still a lot of shit going on in this world. And so I'm just really grateful for therapy.
Yeah.
So
All
go
right, there goes your
therapy.
joy. Awesome.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you for coming to Christina's
So,
Drops of Joy.
so over here in Amber's planet,
Hmm.
we're doing some spring cleaning over here. So I'm,
Perfect timing.
I know.
Hmm.
Well, really, what it is, and I say spring cleaning because I'm actually just in the mindset of trying to change my perspective on things and like looking at things differently because where my mental space has been is like, I've been so angry at everything
Hmm.
and everyone, and it's so easy to get caught up in that. And I don't want to. So I've been like purposefully trying to just change my perspective on a lot of things because what I see right now is bad in everything and everyone. Like it's pessimism everywhere. There's no optimism at all. Um Anywho, so no, I'm doing some spring cleaning and like how it is over here in my planet. And I don't know if anybody like if I don't know how anybody else cleans, but for me, when I clean up, it's like I have to pull everything out. I have to make a huge mess and then
Hmm.
clean it all up. So
Hmm.
it could look like straightened up now, but if I'm cleaning up, somebody will walk in like, I thought you were cleaning up. And it's like, I am cleaning up, but it looks like it's a horrific mess. And it's like I'm cleaning up. So in my planet right now, it's a huge fucking mess,
Hmm.
but I'm cleaning it up and I'm changing my perspective. So my perspective, because I just felt like my thoughts were very messy, and I'm like, no, you're just spring cleaning
Hmm. Hmm.
is what you're
So,
doing.
so what do you think is brought on the negative part? So, like, first question, actually, when you say you see the negative, is it when you look at everyone, it's like you see the negative from them, you're just automatically pulling those traits, and those are the first characteristics, or that is that how you're operating with that person based off
Yeah.
of those
It's not
things?
even that person, it's people in general. It's just people.
People, okay.
Yeah.
And so, what do you think is bringing that out?
Which part? Who? What brought that out? Just period.
Yeah, yeah,
Anger.
yes, yeah.
Anger. Shit. I mean, like right now, part of my spring cleaning, one of the things I'm actually, some people might take a class on how to on a trade, on a specific trade and stuff. So
Hmm.
let's just perspective. I'm actually looking into some anger management classes right
Okay.
now, anger and rage particularly.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. So,
Hmm.
in your mess, you're in the middle of pulling all this stuff out, sorting it out, like Marie
Hmm.
said, we're
Hmm.
tidying. Okay. We're weeding to bring it back to that. How is that process? Like, what does that process look like for you?
Girl, there ain't one. It's everywhere right now. Okay, like I'm just
Okay.
pulling everything's just I'm just pulling shit out.
Are you feeling
So
good about it though? Like, okay, it's coming together. I see it. Just keep on going.
yeah,
Here we are.
yeah, I'm feeling hopeful. I won't even say good, but I'm it because it doesn't feel good. I was because it's mess. Like it's messiness and junkiness gives me anxiety. Except for my little corner. I gotta have a little corner of junkiness. Like I just am also one of those. Like I just can't have everything like specifically like spick and spot clean. I can't do it. I have to have a corner of junk. I really do. But other than that,
Hmm.
like if it's too much mess, it does give me anxiety. So no, I would say just it's hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Hopeful's a good place to be though.
Hopeful is
Like
a good
it really,
place.
and not even try to like, not even trying to be funny on a serious note, feeling hopeful because a lot of people easily lose hope. And when you lose hope, it's just like, then you start the self-sabotage process like you had spoke about before. I'll say personally for me, I'm like, I don't see an end to this. Like I'm not feeling very hopeful. So like, let's fuck it up. Let's start just
Yeah.
doing like little things to tear this whole situation up and not make it better. But then when you're hopeful, it's like, okay, I see it in. We're just gonna keep on going and see
We're
what happens.
just,
So
yeah, we're just gonna keep on going. So that's what's going on over here
okay.
in my planet.
All right. Well, thank you for
All
bringing
right.
up the Amber's Planet.
Of course. All right. So, to the same topic of unpacking.
Okay. Uh-huh. Take it
Let
away,
me
Amber.
take it away. Okay,
Yes,
so
you
let
guys,
me
this week
just,
is Amber's week. Let me just
it
tell
is my
y'all,
week.
if y'all are new to the show, Amber and I alternate main topic weeks. So this is Amber's show. This is her week. So I'm just here. I'm a participant waiting.
She is a participant. Christina has no idea what we're about to talk about. So let me just, I want to put a few, I don't even know if it's a few,
Disclaimers.
for sure.
Yes.
Hello. The first disclaimer of this is so my I want to talk about this, and I'm gonna, because I have to read everything and just paint a picture before I have a conversation. But my stance, I would say, truly like on Black people is that I've always wondered and think, not even wondered, but I just mainly would say, I think that like how can we, and it's a question, so I guess it's not even wondered. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not even I think, but it's a more so like I do wonder. But I wonder, how can we ask for other races to treat us in a certain manner, but yet I look at the way we treat each other as a whole
Mhm.
in the Black community. So
Mhm.
that's something I wonder. So sorry for, yeah, my thoughts are clearly everywhere. Anywho, so um Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were, wait, she's a duchess. I do not keep up with a lot of this stuff, so please
Mhm.
forgive me,
She's
whoever is listening,
the
like if I'm
Duchess of
not being
Sussex.
proper. Okay.
I believe Duchess of
The
Sussex.
Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, did an interview on with Oprah, and we're not talking about Meghan and Prince, but there's some points. So there is a woman by the name of Tachara Montz um, who posted this, I would say, iOS press release
In the
on
words of Kid
Facebook's,
Fury.
yes, um, on Facebook, and I'm gonna read it, and then I'm gonna ask you my questions, and we're gonna go
Okay.
from there and just have a conversation about it.
Okay.
So, Tachara Montz, Tchara, last name Montz, Monts.
Mhm.
All right. She states, "Well, since we're here, clears throat. This is Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle is a Black woman who many other Black people don't even immediately recognize as Black. And yet, some members of the royal family were so threatened by the very idea of Blackness that they questioned Harry to his face about the possibility of his child coming out too dark, too dark. I'm going to return to Dragging Them for Filth, excuse me, in just a moment. But before I do, let me talk to my people here. That fear that them people had of Harry and Meghan's baby Archie being too dark is directly akin to the same fear y'all, your mama, your aunties, and half your grandmamas have of the perception of Blackness. It's the reason why y'all will come up in a hospital room when the baby's not even 3 days old and check their ears to see how dark they're going to be. It's why you wonder if the baby's eyes will stay the same blue or gray or whatever at birth. It's why you hope their hair will stay super curly. It's the reason why Black men will intentionally aim to have mixed race or light skinned kids, because Blackness offends you too. Not in the same way as them people, but you know enough about the world to want your child to look anything but Black mixed with Black. They taught us to hate ourselves, and we continue to perpetrate it. It's opposite sides of the same pervasive ass racist ass coin. So yeah, we're gonna tear Buckingham a new ass this week. But when we're done, some of us need to turn around and cut yourself out the next time you tell your child they need to stay out of the sun because they're getting too dark. I choose violence this morning. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Okay. I feel like I did hear her post, that young lady's post.
You did? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to I want to talk about it because I feel like we don't talk about this enough. Like I hear a lot of conversation about like a lot of the wrongdoings of other races to our race in particular, but I don't I don't hear a lot, and maybe I just haven't been exposed to them. But I don't feel like I hear a lot of us talking about how we truly are like treating each other and trying to break those cycles. And I know for me particularly, I struggled with my blackness, and mainly because of black people, of how I was being treated. Um, Middle school in particular, because that's when I really like kind of realized I was black, I would say, when I was in middle school, when I moved from Tulsa, Oklahoma back to Denver. Um, and I went to a predominantly black school there, where in Tulsa, I went to a predominantly elementary school. Like my best friends were white, one was Native American, indigenous. But it's not anything that I was like really paying attention to at that young of an age until like I had got to middle school, where it was like everybody told me I wasn't black because I wasn't my skin tone wasn't dark enough, which I feel like, no, I'm not like chocolate, but I'm not like super bright or anything. And then my hair was curly and I talked proper. So I got called Oreo a lot and everything. But I just think, I just want to talk about it. I just want to have conversation about it. I don't
Okay.
have any particular questions or anything. I definitely just want to have a conversation, and of course like just urge everybody to consciously like make those efforts to break the cycles, like she particularly said, because she's right. Because I know like when babies were born in my family, the first thing they did was check the ears to see.
I do remember that being a thing. Yeah, and I think it's a layered conversation. There's a lot of different
Oh,
nuances to it,
definitely.
especially, you know, I don't know. I sometimes am on the fence. I know that it's a real conversation that needs to happen internally. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's things culturally that we as a community, I think, need to talk about and discuss and just be honest and transparent, because I, for one, I'll say, I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, I, for one, am not for like the cancel culture all the time. It's like you have to give people a chance and opportunity to learn. Now, in change behavior, I feel like is the best, apology to things like that. But I think sometimes people will want to talk about things and it gets a bit rough, or people, people want to tiptoe around certain things. And it's like, let's just be honest and talk about it
Mm-hmm.
and say what it is. Where was I going with this? But and it's still a valid point that we still need to also have a conversation about the way other communities treat us as well, because that's still very valid. But yeah, there's just a lot that we need to unlearn as a community and as a culture. And it's hard, I think, for some people to unlearn certain behaviors because that's all they know and they've been stuck in their ways. I know for me personally, I've dealt with certain people where I've tried to correct certain things that I hear that they say in regards to the good hair, the light skin, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And now hearing it at this age and at this point in my life and having to learn and go through certain things, it makes me cringe when I
Yeah.
hear certain things
So
now. I'm
was
like,
it black
ooh.
people or persons not of color that you had to correct about the good hair, the skin tones, and all of that?
This was someone that was black,
Okay.
someone that was older and that was black. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like hard for some people to unlearn certain things because that's all they know. And, so it's just, I think being honest with those who are around you who speak and say certain things that are not correct and
Yeah.
correcting them, and having the strength, because it can be hard the first time that you do it, like if it's a family member or just an older person in general, because culturally it's like you got to respect your elders. But I think that that helps, it is that being that voice and stepping in like, no, 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 that's not right, we don't, so
See, and this is where if I feel like it's like super like, of course it being loaded, like we know that this is just fully, this whole conversation is fully fucking loaded. But it, yeah, we go out there and we like, I could say for me, like I'm the radical one. Like I'm the radical one. I'm the corrector and everything. And I know people get tired of it in my family and in my like circles and everything. And
mhm.
it's like, like is that just your calling? Like you just have to take that on, and that I hate to call it a burden, but for lack of a better word,
No, it's your morals
like
and
it's
your
just like a
integrity.
right, but then
Like
you're
morally, I
seeing
can't
like
stand
right,
by
and then
and
you're
hear you
just
say that.
seeing right, and then you're just kind of like seen as I would say like people like could just be calling and nagging or it's not the time. Like I've gotten that too. Like this is not the time or the place to talk about it. When to me it's like every goddamn place and time is the time to talk about it because it's just like I feel like when you're raising a child and stuff, or even fucking training a dog or anything, you have to correct it in that moment in order for them to get it, just for them to see. Um, but I'm sorry, Christina, I had lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
You had said, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, not even training a child. I mean, raising a child. It's anything like this has. Okay, this has nothing to do with like race or anything, like that. But I feel like Black women in the workplace, we're put in certain situations a lot of times where people will take our ideas and run with them, or it's hard for us to speak up
Oh,
and
all the
advocate for
time.
ourselves in the
Mm-hmm.
workplace. And so, my last 3 or 4 jobs, I'll say I've had issues at every single one of these jobs. And it's been an issue at every one. And so, there have been situations that I've been placed into where something has been said. It could have been about me, could have been about me, about Black people, or just a topic in general,
Mm-hmm.
that was said. And there have been moments where I didn't speak up in the moment because I didn't feel comfortable. I wasn't sure what was going to happen with my job. Again, being a Black woman in the corporate place, this feels like sometimes feel like you have to walk around on eggshells. Then I'll say more recently, I have felt more comfortable speaking up and advocating for myself and correcting somebody in the moment, like, no, no, we're not doing that. And so I don't care who it is. I feel like in the moment, if something is incorrect, if you're disrespecting someone, if you're offending someone, like it's okay to correct that person in the moment. Like we're all learning so much. It's just a lot going on, and it's like, oh, okay, don't say that, don't do that, that's not okay. Let me correct myself, let me
Yeah,
do better, let me educate myself.
yeah, but you do have to. And when I say you have to, I do still believe like you have to do it in that moment because sometimes a lot of people don't realize what they're doing, and you try to tell them afterwards, and they don't remember. They don't even think about it. But I remember where my thought was. I feel like as a whole in the Black community and the African diaspora, just everything. I just think it's time for us to clean up our own house, like you know what I'm saying? Like if you like when I was growing up and we needed to work on certain issues like in our household, like if you did not live there, everybody had to go. So it's like I feel like we need to do the same thing. Like if you are not within this, then it's like you got to get out of our house because we got our shit that we got to work on and fix. And I just think right now it's time for us to take action with each other. And I think that's where we can go and take the step further.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's definitely going to be a challenge. Some people, I don't know, sometimes, not that I'm feeling very pessimistic about it, I'm very hopeful about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that some people can be, you know, a bit more challenging than others, and a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
resistant to unlearning certain behaviors because culturally, again, that's all they know. or not even culturally, sometimes people hold on to the things that they know because that's all they have. And
Mm-hmm.
even if it's toxic and if it's not the best for them, they hold on to it because they're scared of knowledge and knowing better. Because then when you know better, it's like you do better. And now, therefore, it's like you now have this accountability hanging over your head that you're maybe not necessarily ready to handle and tackle. And it's like, again, I guess now that I'm like breaking it down this way, there's so many underlying issues because it's like maybe you're not ready to tackle it because you have a lot of mental health or other things that you need to be in therapy and discussing these things with the third party, like with, not a third party, but somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
a non-biased person to hear you and talk about the things that were instilled into you. Because that's the thing, a lot of things are instilled into us when we're children. And so again, culturally, I say I'm 36 years old. And so, coming from different eras, you heard different things in your household about. I've been thinking about this lately. Things that you were told as a little Black girl, like if somebody came in the house and you had on pajamas, you was told to go in the room, or what are you doing out here with no clothes on? Like if a grown man came in the house and it's like, why aren't y'all checking him? Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
literally a child and I was coming out here to go get a damn snack and go get my ass back in the bed. Yeah, I'm getting scolded and told how to clean up myself and do this. And so it's like little things like that. It's like those are the things that we have to move away from. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I kind of lost track, but it's just accountability. That's what I was gonna say, is that some people are not ready for that accountability piece because it's a lot. It's like, I already got a lot going on. Now I have to hold myself accountable and make sure that I'm moving in a correct manner, or a better manner that, I'm not sure if I'm ready to handle because it's a lot.
Yeah. Because you see the perspective that we as Black people treat and conduct ourselves in those manners, such as um, checking to see, like, not accept, like, the colorism part, I would say, is like you have all those degrees of separation, or like the Black man, like she said, what did she say? Hold on. Um, but you know enough about the world to want your child to look anything but Black mixed with Black. And because a lot of Black men, what she's saying, are intentionally aiming to have mixed race or light skinned kids, like, could you see the perspective of that? Like, we, meaning Black people, treat other Black people in those manners, and set, like, have these and stuff because we hate each other, or we hate ourselves.
Not all Black people. There are certain
No, no,
pockets,
no,
and there are
not all.
people.
I know it's not all
Yeah.
Black people. I'm just saying, like, those individuals who do that. Like, could you see the perspective? I'm not asking, do you think that, but could you see that? Like, could you, from that perspective, if you was looking through those goggles, could you be like, okay, I could see that, like, that they hate themselves, so that's why they do it, because it's like they're trying to erase themselves or the color of their skin because they're so ashamed of it.
Well, it's something that I understand. I mean, self-hate is something that's been taught again and been instilled into them in some manner or form. Somebody from their past has made them not feel loved or worthy or beautiful in the skin that they're in, and was tore down. Or they seen someone that they loved, could have been their mother, could have been a parent or a sibling or something, who was tore down because of the way they looked, and said, okay, when I have a child or when I date, I'm going to make sure I go the complete opposite because they think that that's the safe route. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different things that could happen to a person in their life to make them feel that way. Like, I know people, and I've heard certain people or certain men say, certain things, and it's just like, and I've heard one person like break it down to me why. And I thought it was interesting. We had a bit of a conversation about it. I didn't know them all like that, but they
Wait,
did
okay, so
tell me
what's the
that.
why? What's the why?
Um,
What was
his
their why?
his mother was a drug addict and abusive, and so he just hated her. It was like, I just want to date complete opposite from everything about her. And so
Mm.
it's like, okay. I mean, but again, not saying that it's right. I think there comes a point too in our lives, and I feel like I said this before, that I feel like as an adult, it's your responsibility to seek, help for whatever it is that you may be going through. Like right now, I'm seeking help. You're seeking help for whatever, it is that may be troubling you or that you want to talk about or discuss. It doesn't necessarily have to be troubling you. But I think there comes a point where you have to take responsibility for that.
Yeah.
Or hopefully there's someone around you that cares about you enough to let you know, like, have you thought about talking to somebody? I'm really on this therapy kick because I've like been telling her, like, I've been talking to a few friends. I'm like, girl,
Therapy.
Because the thing is, like, I know you and I'm going to give you the best opinion that I can, but like, you need to talk to somebody. You need to talk to somebody about that. Like, somebody needs to hear that out and help you unpack that, because that's a lot of shit that you're dealing with, to understand, why do you hate yourself? Why do you keep dating all these light-skinned ass girls trying to have a mixed baby when that's really not even what you like? Like, deep down, you really love chocolate girls. So let's get to that. Let's unpack that. Let's get to that, so that way you can go find the beautiful chocolate love of your life and make some beautiful chocolate ass babies and get out this self-hate.
Right. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have anything else to add, actually, at this moment.
Okay. I mean, this is a topic I think that definitely is one that we can, because like we said, there's so many layers. It's one that we can
Oh, it's
talk about
definitely deep
again,
layered.
approach from a different perspective and all that. I just love my
Yeah,
black ass skin. I'm not like a team light skin, all that. I just love black people.
I do too. I had to. It took me a minute to get to that point, but I do. I
Yeah.
love being black. I love black people. Like, I love it all. I really,
Yeah.
really do. So I really want us to get through all of this. And really, I think more so, I want to be alive, like to actually see it, because I know it's a generation by generational thing and it might not happen in my lifetime, but I want to be alive just to see some other milestone, that happened aside
I think
from the
that we
first black
will,
president, because that was a huge milestone. Like, I want to see another milestone.
yeah, I think we'll get there. I think we will.
Yeah.
I love you,
All
black
right.
people. That
I
was
know
my
I
drop for
love
joy.
y'all
I was
black
like, I
people.
love y'all.
For real, appreciative.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we
Well,
ready?
thanks, Amber.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Christina,
Mm-hmm.
it's family game night time.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Now, please do not overthink the way I'm about to present this, Christina. Okay, like, I just need
I'm
you
gonna
to
sit back.
go and rattle whatever is off the top of your head. Okay, just okay. So just picture it. Okay.
Thank you.
So picture it right now in this moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say there was a state of emergency and we had to and we were being invaded by aliens, the earth was.
Okay.
We had to escape. What you taking with you? Like, you ain't
My
got no time to sit there and think about it. Like, you gotta go. What you taking?
my camera, my books,
Which books? Because you can't take all your
uh,
books.
my Bible, my journal. I'm gonna be talking about books soon. But right now it would be my Bible, my journal, and I have a couple other books I'm gonna talk about. I don't want to talk about them, but anyway, I want to grab things that I like pictures and sentimental things that like I can't replace. That's why I said my camera and my like books and all this other shit. Watching that minimalist stuff, I'm like, all this other shit can be replaced. But like
Christina's
my
like looking around the room right now,
oh
like,
yeah, because I'm like,
bitch,
I'm
what would
literally
I
like,
take?
I'm like my notebooks, because I like to write a lot. So I'm like, yeah, my phone,
Yeah.
camera, notebooks.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
have a backpack that's right in my closet right here in front of
And you
me.
just taking that
That
backpack.
and it's empty and it's a really good sturdy ass backpack and I could fit all my notebooks and stuff in there. What about you?
Bitch, I'm being here losing my fucking mind because I'm gonna be trying to take every goddamn thing with me, and I can't. I'm probably being here having a fucking panic attack, trying to grab
Yeah.
Haven. Then it's like, what he gonna eat? What I'm gonna eat? Like trying to get some snacks and stuff for the road. Can I
What
take
you gonna
Roberta?
eat?
Because y'all know what Roberta means to me. I
Who is
need my
Roberta?
phone. Where we gonna be? My plant. My
Okay.
first plant. Listen,
Hmm.
at 30 years old, I got this plant. I got Roberta. I planted, like, I put some really good intentions into her, like, put some crystals and stuff in her. And she's just bloomed. She's been with me for almost 3 years. And baby
Hmm.
girl is thriving.
Out here
Okay.
showing out.
Like, my first
Beautiful.
plant, baby. And she finally got some siblings.
Okay.
See, because I'm just gonna tell y'all, I am that person. Like, you say you're gonna have a backpack, bitch. Let me tell you, I'm gonna have to like get a suitcase, a backpack, and my purse because,
Ma'am,
like,
lighten the
listen, we got
load.
Wumleys and stuff. Like, I'm like, I have to be prepared. This is all that's gonna be in my head is like, am I prepared at all? Because we don't know how long this is about to happen, what's gonna happen. Like I'm gonna have to, like, I'm a woman, so I gotta get my womanly tools. I gotta make sure I'm strapped for that.
Ma'am,
Cause
you ain't gonna be
what
thinking
we
about
gonna
no
do?
tampons or no pads in the midst of that.
Yeah, I will, because
You,
I'm gonna be running around the house.
ma'am.
Yes, I would.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know.
That's why I said I gotta have my purse. Like, everything like
Stop,
has a
bruh.
purpose. Like, I'm gonna need a whole bunch of
You
shit.
gonna
I'm
be
gonna
in the
try to grab me a
pantry?
couple
You gonna
bags
be
of
all in the
water.
pantry?
That's what, Christina, did. I started my part off saying, bitch, I'm just gonna die and get captured by the aliens.
You like, I didn't have time.
I'm being a
It was
panic
too
attack
much.
because I'm like,
I
it's
was overthinking
just
it.
too much. Because
I
that's
sure.
gonna be
I
like
wasn't
me,
sure when I
because
needed.
I'm like, dang. Now it got me thinking, like, I probably do need to figure out like what's important, because everything is important to me.
You should watch that minimalist. I've also just been living my life like a minimalist. Like I just,
I tried, it doesn't work for me. Like, I just am like, that gives me anxiety.
there are certain ways that you can incorporate into your life and just
So I need
you
to watch
gotta
the Minimalist and come
let
back
go
and
and
just
be
see.
free. Yes.
Right. And this is saying this to the goddamn person, me, myself, who wants to go do a whole van life tour, and like, I'm just gonna be able to live in a van.
Yeah, no. No.
I'm in the van, like, you know what? I think I need to upgrade to a school bus so I can have more space for shit.
Right, right. Is there another question?
No, that's it for
Oh,
family
okay.
game night.
Alien attack. What you taking?
I still don't even know what I'm gonna take. I mean, I know I'm gonna grab Haven, but then I'm gonna feel bad. What he gonna eat?
You
I'm
grab him
fat. I
some
need some
snacks.
snacks. I need some snacks too.
Like you need snacks.
You
I
know
need
what?
snacks.
And you know what you did not say that I'm surprised?
Huh.
I am surprised and appalled at you, Christina Marie.
Oh, my weed?
Yes.
Ah, I knew you was gonna say that.
I just thought about it because I'm like, you know what? I probably would grab a bottle. In all realness, like, I would
Woo.
probably grab me some
I
alcohol.
mean, to be realistic, that's not something I think of grabbing because I'm always gonna have my weed with me. So like, don't y'all get it twisted because like I got me something always close by. Okay, like I have my stash box right by my notebook. I'm definitely gonna have my
Will
weed,
it
like
fit in
my
that
whole stash box.
backpack?
Yeah, my stash box is not that big, and I have
Okay.
like a small little like I can even shrink that down to something else like smaller. Like I'm good as long as I have a few like my grinder and my papers. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have my weed. Don't even trip, Brett. I appreciate you for like
I'm like,
catching
hold
that,
on.
but
She
like
did
I'm
not.
always gonna have that. I should have included that, but
You didn't.
love you.
I mean, dang. Okay, y'all. Like, now that I'm like for real sitting here thinking, like, I definitely need my technology, but then there ain't gonna be no Wi-Fi. Like, listen, this is why I'm gonna be in here having a panic attack.
You gonna be captured.
Man, what? Be captured like a
Haven's gonna be like,
motherfucker.
bitch, you couldn't just get it together. You could not
I'm
get a
like,
few
run,
items
Haven,
together
save
in the
yourself.
handed them off to the neighbors. Take him. Like, here's
Save
a snack pack.
yourself. There's no hope for me.
Just go.
Just go.
Live your life. Like, all right. In the movie.
Listen, oh my God, y'all.
Well,
damn, now I'm gonna be sitting here thinking, fuck. There's too much. I got too much stuff. Can y'all just capture? Just take me, okay?
Right. Right.
All right. Well, that's this week's episode.
Thank you for Family Game Night. We made it to episode 3. We are here. Trace.
We're here. We're happy. Yeah. All right. And we will catch y'all.
Wait, before we go, do you have any announcements? Do you have anything?
No.
I meant to ask you about that pre-show, but anyway, I did have an announcement. I just like a quick little shout out.
Okay.
Look at your face.
No, I'm
shout out is my hoodie. Is my hoodie.
Yes.
My good friend got this for me, and I actually wanted to wear it because it's still International Women's Month, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear this hoodie, and it's my first time wearing it. In case you guys didn't know, Amber got me this hoodie, and it's by a Black-owned woman. So I just wanted to like shout out my friend, and also shout out the hoodie. Shout out Atlanta. That's it.
Yes, and she is a local Atlanta artist, and she's actually on Instagram. Her name is Culver Made It, and let me just tell you, she's like
and the side of the sleeve
I've
right here, you guys, it says "Happy Bum." BM, can y'all see that?
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's her brand. Like, y'all, she's so dope. I've hired her for like a few commissions and stuff, and she's just amazing to work with. But on Instagram, it's culver.made.it, and Culver is CULVER.MADE.IT.
Boom.
She's dope. Check her out, please.
I thought it was important. I was like, let me shout out my friend, a woman, and then let me also shout out the owner of the city, a woman, a Black woman, and say love to y'all. Because our next episode won't be until April. So this was like technically the last episode of March.
Yes, and it's officially spring. We're recording this on the first official on spring. So is it solstice? So all right, we're dragging on. Let's go. Bye y'all. Follow us on Instagram at the Suga Honey Pod. That's TheSugahoneyPod, and Twitter at the Suga Honey Pod. To watch the visuals of our episodes, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Suga Honey Pod. For questions or business inquiries, email us at thesugahoney@gmail.com.
You can follow me, Christina Marie, on Instagram at ChristinaMarie_22, or follow my business page, where you can catch me discussing all of the cannabis business, education, and fun stuff at rosebuds_high. That is ROSEBUDS_HI.
And you can follow me on Twitter, Amber Marie, at simply_Ambie. That's SIMPLY_AMBEE. Safe travels on your journey.
We'll catch you next time.